What's up, boys? It's Dual Factor once again with another video. This time it's going to be another deck profile of what I played for Yu-Gi-Oh! Day, and I did play Counter Fairy. I was originally going to bring you a deck profile of what I played for the Extreme Forces Sneak Peek, which was Spiral, and I took second place with it. However, as soon as the sneak peek was over the following day, we got a ban list and made my deck list completely irrelevant, so I saw it was kind of pointless. I also had some more matches to upload for you, and they're actually pretty funny. A lot of shit talking that was hilarious, but unfortunately, because we were playing old format, I decided not to upload those videos, and I'm just going to wait till Thursday to record some new ones and hopefully have some fresh matches for you. But in the meantime, I figured you guys deserve something, so I wanted to show you my Counter Fairy deck list that I played for Yu-Gi-Oh! Day. I made top 8 with it. It's actually a fairly interesting deck. I'm going to continue to play it. There's a lot of changes I would make, because I wasn't particularly happy with my build after playing it in an actual tournament setting. And one of the big reasons I play is because I got to play a lot of the old school cards that are all foiled out and stuff like that. So the deck's really pretty when you look at it aesthetically. But enough about that. I'm going to go ahead and get into the list, give you my thoughts and opinions on it. Hopefully I get some feedback, and hopefully I can make a better list. I will make another profile of this with a better structure and a better list for you. Without further ado, let's get into the deck profile. So to start off, you notice we play the one copy of Arch Air Knight Parsath. This card standalone is not very good, and the only reason I play it is because we play the Counter Trap Rebirth of Parsath, but after playing it in a tournament setting after constant testing, I don't think that card's very good, which makes it pointless to run this card. Its effect's really good, it's just the way you summon it is just, it's not reliable, and essentially when you draw it, it's a brick, and I never really wanted to see Rebirth of Parsath. Every game's 2 and 3, I just sided it out after round 2. So, enough about that. This is coming out, but I played one of. Next, you have 3 copies of Bountiful Artemis. So, for all of you guys who know, this is an old, huge staple for Counter Fairies. And its effect's really simple. Whenever a Counter Trap activates and resolves, you get a draw card, and that's for either player. So if your opponent activates a Counter Trap and resolve it, you get a draw for the card. It's, like I said, it's old, very, very old school theory. And it's one of your best normal summons in the deck. The other one being Minerva, but we'll get into that in a little later. And I apologize for the rarity. I only have ultis. I do want to get Dro Supers. However, it's really hard for me to spend that kind of money and not be able to see the card first. But anyway, you play 3 of this in the deck. It's a really good Ties of the Brethren target too. We also play 3 copies of Guiding Ariande. This card's phenomenal in this deck. It makes it to where you don't have to pay cost for any of your counter traps. And then on top of that, when it gets destroyed, it searches more counter traps out of your deck, essentially, just by revealing 3 different counter traps. Or not 3 different, but 3 counter traps. But one of the deck's biggest flaws is you don't really have a way to search it. I mean, there is Power Angel Valkyria, but I don't think that card's very good and it's too slow. Especially in a deck that's going to be activating Card of Demise and stuff like that, so we just play 3 of, and we play a lot of draw power and search, not a lot of draw power, a lot of sifting to be able to get to it. We play 2 copies of Minerva Scholar of the Sky. This is one of the new cards that also came out of the structure deck along with Sacred Arch. I can't remember his name. Anyway, he's the brick of the deck, but he's actually really good. When he's on the field, every time a counter trap card is activated and resolve, it gains 500 attack. And while Sanctuary Sky on the field, you can add 1 counter trap card in your graveyard that wasn't activated and put it back in your hand. So it recycles all your trap cards. And this is one of the biggest changes I want to make to the deck. I want to incorporate 3 of it into it. Because every time you saw there's a Bountiful Artemis in your opening hand, you were going first, it put you in a winning position. So I would definitely bump this count up to 3. But for now, we played 2 at the event, and it worked just fine. I play 1 Mitsil. For those of you who don't know what this card is, it's an older card. You don't really see it in Counter Fairies, but because we weren't really playing anything with Sanctuary in the Sky in it. But when a Counter Trap card activates and resolve, you gain 1,000 life points. Also, if Sanctuary in the Sky is on the field, it can destroy 1 card in the field, and that effect doesn't target, and that's important to know because it's spot removal. And this card's also really good with Ties of the Brethren, too. That's one of the bigger reasons I played it. But just the one of, because you can essentially search it. Although, I probably am going to cut this card, just because I'm going to cut Ties of the Brethren from the deck completely, because I didn't think it was very good, but there's that. And then the one of Zeratius, Herald of Heaven. Big reason he's in here is you can search a Sanctuary in the Sky to put it on your field. Plus, when you already have it, or Sanctum of Parsath on the field, because that card is treated Sanctuary in the Sky, it becomes a 24 beater, essentially. So you play the one of the 1 field spell and 3 Sancts for Parsath. So you basically play 5 copies of Sanctuary in the Sky. So you'll be able to see it. In worst case scenario, if you already have it, like I said, it becomes a 24 beater. And it's really hard for a lot of decks to get over this without special summoning. And that's it for the monsters. On to the spells. Card of Demise. This card was... I was originally wasn't going to play this at all because I was just going to completely dedicate it to ties. But then I decided that it would be better just to play this and cut the copies of Card of Demise... Not Card of Demise, but cut down on the top copies of Ties of the Brethren. Because the best way I can put you see the perp, you win. And this card says I can see more perp. So there's that. I also played 3 copies of Pot of Desires just to get some more cards in your deck, because you don't really care about what you banish. You just want to see more trap card. Well, more counter trap cards. And you want to see Artemis, you want to see Minerva, and these gets you them faster. Another thing I would change about the deck, I only play 2 copies of Pot of Duality. I would 100% play 3 copies, so just max out on your draw and your search power of what you have, so that way you can consistently see everything in your deck. I also kind of want to play Upstart Goblin too, but like I said, the deck list is going to change, but I am going to incorporate 3 for next time. But this card was really good all day. Even if you draw it in multiples, like, you could always use it again another turn, because you're not really going to special summon this deck at all. You're literally just pushing for damage. So, and then we played 3 copies of Sanctum of Parseth. This is the new another new card that came out of the structure deck. It's really good. So while it's on the field, it's treated as Sanctuary in the Sky, so it solves your Sanctuary in the Sky problem. Also, while it's on the field, spell and trap cards can't be targeted or destroyed by card effect. And that's huge. Oh, I shouldn't say destroyed, they just can't be targeted. Oh no, never mind, it does say targeted or destroyed. And what makes that huge is because your opponent can't just blind twin twister your back rows to get rid of them, and they can't go around trying to snipe them with like Diamond Dive with their Tornado Dragon. They actually have to play through them. And then another cool effect that I was using in the tournament is once per turn you can target 3 fairies or 3 counter trap cards, and then place them on top of your deck in any order, which was really cool because what you could do is you could activate a counter trap card, and if you needed to back like a Jurassic Drop-Off or a Warning or something like that, you could use the effect to stack the 3 cards on top of your deck, then you could activate Pot of Duality to get the one you wanted. And it was a really cool interaction. This guy Cosmic Cycloned a lot though, so one of the big things, you've got to protect it. So this backed by Divine Punishment is usually really good. And then I also played 2 copies of Ties of the Brethren. At first I was playing 3, then I decided I wanted to play Card of Demise, so I got this down to 2. After playing an actual tournament play, this card is only good if you open it, you're going first, and you have back row to support it. So I'm going to cut this card completely from the deck. It seemed really good in theory, but in practice it's not good. Like, it puts you really far ahead, but your hand has to be perfect or godlike for this card to actually win you the game, so we're going to cut it completely. The 1 copy of Sanctuary in the Sky, with the 3 Sanctum of Parseth ones that are out, it's like you're playing 5 copies of it. And you want to see it so that way you can activate some of the powerful effects on your deck. And then the newly Unlimited Monster Reborn. I am playing the Lost Heart Perm. I think this card looks really good, but I always banished it off Desires. But don't underestimate this card. I was watching a lot of people play at our tournament, and it was just doing some extremely sacky things. So we'll see how long it stays this time, but I don't see it staying for long. On to the counter traps. 3 Jurassic Drop-Off. This card's actually really good in the deck. Naturally you can hit it off your opponent's draw phase, but you can also hit it when they search or draw cards outside of their draw phase. Like, for example, I was playing against Skinner, who was playing Invoked. It's the only deck he ever plays anymore. But anyway, he would activate Blue Boy to get Spellbook of Secrets, and then he would Secrets and the Knowledge and activate Knowledge, and then I would Jurassic drop off the 2 cards he drew off Knowledge, and then he was just in a completely minus situation, and I was able to take control of the game there. So this card's actually really good. I would definitely play 3 in the deck for sure. Plus, like, you can hit stuff like Invocation out of the hand when they search it. For Pendulums, when they add, like, Astrograph and stuff like that back to their hand, you can knock it out. Like, there's a lot of cool things you can do with this card, so definitely play 3 of. I play 3 Strikes. You have to play this. No way ins or around it, especially when you're playing Guiding Ariande. Guiding Ariande basically just makes it a free negate. And you also play the 1 copy of Warning and the newly unbanned Solemn Judgment. The card's phenomenal. And then, possibly the worst card in the deck was 3 copies of Rebirth of Parseth. In theory, this card is really good. It got you the Sacred Arch Knight Parseth. Let you search. Yeah, like, it was Solemn Judgment, but without Guiding Ariande and without multiple counter traps, like, this card's just terrible. I would not play it again. I'm definitely going to cut it. I would have much rather had Ultimate Providence because it does the same thing and it doesn't have nearly hefty of a cost, so I'd just rather play that. And then the last card in the deck was 3 Divine Punishment. So there were times you draw into this, and you don't have Sanctuary in the Sky on the field, and it's completely dead. But more often than not, you will have Sanctuary in the Sky, and this card is another copy of Solemn Judgment in your deck, and it's a really solid card. I really liked it. And that was the main deck. It is 40. I can tell you there's already like 7 or 8 cards that are going to come out of it. So we'll get on to that. And then the extra deck was completely, honestly, it was really irrelevant, but it's just there for utility. So the Dank Field Center that I got for top 8 Yu-Gi-Oh! Day. And then before I got him, the boy's always sitting on top of the extra deck. Then for the actual cards, I played one, Avenging Knight Parshath. You can summon this off the trap card. That's the only reason I played it. Other than that, like I said, I'm cutting the trap card, so this card's getting cut. But in theory, he's really good. One Fairy Cheer Girl. Everything in your deck's fairy, so you can make it when you're breaking or like you're just out of cards to make your Fairy Cheer Girl draw into another card. One Rhapsody in Berserk. Never made it. Karen Gorgon. Good in theory if you side in Floodgates, but never made it. Maguska. Solid rank 4. Still never made it. One copy of Dweller. Again, never made it. Like I said, a lot of the stuff's just fluff, honestly. Gaga Samurai, Starleech Paladynamo because of lights, Constellar Omega because I told I was playing this shoutouts to Ray, Castell, Bujente Tsukiyomi for when you brick and you need to get better cards. Made it once and unbricked my hand. Tornado Dragon, never made it. Diamond Direwolf, never made it. And then I attempted to make this card, but Utopia got strike, so I never made it. And then since this was Yu-Gi-Oh! Day, I'll go ahead and show you the side deck. It wasn't very good, though, to be perfectly honest. So, 3 copies of Ash Blossom. This card was phenomenal when I saw it, because I only sided in when I was going to go second. And it did not disappoint. 2 copies of Chaos Hunter for Trickstar, Infernoid, sometimes Invoke, depending on how you read their hand. But there were no Trickstar players or anything like that, and I never saw it, so I couldn't tell you how good it was. 3 copies of Twin Twister. It kind of conflicts with Sanctum Parshath because you can't destroy your opponent's set cards, but you only side it in when you're forced to go second. 3 copies of Chaos Trap Hole because I want no part of Denko, and it is a counter trap card, so it works with Battle of Artemis. And it also hits Pendulums too. But, or I should say Pendulum Magician. But like I said, I want no part of Denko. That is the only reason this is in here. If I know I'm going first, my opponent has the ability to side Denko, this is immediately coming in. 1 copy of Force Bat because I had a 15th slot, but I'm probably honestly going to take 2 copies of it and move it to the main deck. And then 3 copies of Evenly Matched, again, for when you're forced to go second. So your side deck is essentially when you're forced to go second, but that was the deck profile, guys. Always remember to like, comment, subscribe. I did see that people do want me to do a updated hero list with Isold. I've literally just been waiting for Isold to come in. And I have both my copies of it now, so I will go ahead and get a deck list made for you and show it for you guys. I'm also going to bring you another copy of this, but updated where I feel like the build's a lot better. And then I'll bring you guys some more matches. And then I am going to be at YCS Atlanta, so hopefully I'll have some playtesting videos to be able to upload for you guys so you can see that. And hopefully we actually do well at the event. I can bring you some top deck profiles, guys. Always remember to like, comment, subscribe, and thank you for the continued support. Later.